I just did the hardest trick of my damn life. And it took 1,000 tries, but I never gave up. And we got there in the end. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah! No! What's up, YouTube? This video has been literally 10 years in the making. I've done the hardest trick I've ever done, and it could be the hardest trick I ever do. And that is the free Willy on BMX. It's a backflip with a nothing front bike flip. And man, this trick has been over a decade in the making. It's taken over 24 hours of my life. I've tried it over 1,000 times on BMX. Aww. I'm so happy that I could be here today to tell you the story of how I came up with the trick, what I went through to land it, and where the journey began. I actually tried it for the first time 10 years ago. In 2013, we were training with Nitro Circus at a place called Parla. I got the idea to try to do a backflip and a nothing front scooter flip, and it turned out that that was really, really hard to do. But when something's really, really hard to do, that gets me excited to do it. So for the next 2 years, I tried it on tour, and I literally tried it nearly every show I could in practice, even in the show sometimes. Probably over 150 tries, which I thought was a lot at the time, but I soon found out that wasn't a lot of tries when I tried it on BMX. I ended up landing it in Sydney. I think it was the 14th of March, 2015. Travis Pastrana, the one and only, called it the free Willy. I'm gonna stick with that name because when the legend himself names a trick for you, you stick with it.
Oh my God!
Yeah!
There it was!
As soon as I landed on scooter, I was like, you know what, this thing would work on BMX. Well, you could throw it on BMX. I didn't know if it would work. I don't know, a few months later, maybe 6 months later, I was at Travis Pastrana's house, and what a better place to try something new. And I tried to do a free Willy on BMX, and way harder on BMX because you imagine the wheelbase is so much longer side, throw the trick, and it felt pretty good, but I was like nowhere near grabbing my hands on, and that's kind of where the trick ended for me on BMX at that point, until about 7 years later, when we have this beautiful place, RWilly Land, and I have my own airbag, and I could try the trick myself. So I was just stuffing around basically with a special flip. So special flip's when you basically do a flip off your bike, the bike stays still, you grab back on. And I was trying it with a heel clicker variation, and it like worked. And I'm like, wow, that worked way easier than just trying to jump off your bike and backflip. Like, it's better to do a heel clicker first, and then the bike kind of stays with you. And then my brain started like ticking. I'm like, maybe I tried the nothing front bike flip, backflip like this. And I gave it a go, and legit, I think within 10 minutes, I grabbed the handlebars on a free Willy on BMX. And it blew my absolute mind. I actually posted on my Instagram like, hey guys, I just did a trick on BMX that was the hardest trick I've ever done on scooter. And now it's working on BMX. I literally just did it. I just did one of the hardest tricks I've ever done on scooter, on bike. This is all sweat. Little did I know I was opening a huge can of worms with this trick. This trick is hands down the most technical trick I've ever done. It's not just a backflip and a nothing front bike flip. The problem is that when you start to backflip, it throws off your nothing front bike flip. When you throw a nothing front bike flip while backflipping, it throws off your backflip. There's about 10 moving parts, and they all have to perfectly align to make this trick work. The whole time you're blind, you don't even know where your bike is. I'm facing the other way to my bike, so I'm basically solving a Rubik's Cube behind my back while I'm flying 30 feet through the air, and then once I'm coming out, I'm trying to see if the cube's right before I throw it underneath me and potentially hurt myself. To me, it's one of the greatest tricks I've ever done and maybe will ever do. RWilly Land will always have a special place in my heart, and I feel like this was the right place to do it at, and I felt like it was the right time. I felt like Luke passing has given me a lot of strength, and you know, it gave me a lot of strength to win medals at X Games. And I think that this trick has been harder than any medal I've ever won. And it was like a war with myself. I didn't know it was going to be a war, but I knew it was going to be one of the hardest tricks I've ever done. But it definitely turned out to be a lot harder than what I expected, and I didn't expect it to be the war it was going to be. But I'm glad that I had Luke to give me strength.
I literally just did it. I just did one of the hardest tricks I've ever done on scooter, on bike. That's right, and this is what it took. Oh, dude! Oh! Oh, I tried so hard not to throw it in the air.
You can make it all worth it. All you have to do is land this trick.
Please. Every single time I thought this is it, and it wasn't it. That's what happens. Thank you so much. Yeah, boy. Thanks so much. Thanks for being here. Yes, dude. Let's go. Dude, I appreciate you so much sitting up there filming me every time. We did it together. Holy shit, it doesn't even feel real! Ah! Yeah. Love you, Luke. We got it done, dude. I knew how you would. Now I get to retire this helmet, man. This helmet's done a lot. I love you, Luke. I love you, brother. Your hair was there with me the whole time. Your hair was right there. The hardest trick of my freaking life, I think, ever. Full stop. Put a full stop on that. Done! Let's go! Yes! Done. Alrighty, folks. There you go. The hardest trick I've ever done in my whole life. The free Willy on BMX. And as you can see right here, there's two more things I want to talk about. All the money I make from YouTube, all the money I make from this free Willy shirt that you can get right now at ryanwilliams.com.au, it all goes back into the land. So basically, by watching this video, by wearing this shirt, you are supporting what we do here, and you make this all possible. So thank you so much, guys. Make sure you go get one of these shirts. And lastly, you know what? The trick, it was the hardest trick I've ever done in my life. You know, over 1,000 attempts, over 24 hours, but there's something harder that I've dealt with in my life recently, and that was losing my best friend, Luke Berlin. So I want you guys to make sure you reach out to your friends, reach out to your best friends, reach out to any friend that you've had that you maybe haven't talked to, ask them how they are, because it's really important. Because I tell you now, losing your best friend to suicide is way harder than any trick you'll ever do in your life or anything you'll ever do in your life. So reach out to your friends. I love yous all. Make sure you go subscribe, turn those notifications on. We're gonna think of what's next to do. I don't know what's next to do, but hopefully it takes me less than 1,000 tries. But I love you all. Thanks for being here. Let's go. Let's move on to the next hardest trick.